Welcome to Live Interactive English. Where is Karen?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm late. Matt, are you angry at me? I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet you at the restaurant.
I was waiting for you for like an hour and a half and...
Well, you know, I was trying to call you and then no one picked up.
What? I didn't bring my phone.
Well, anyways, this is what happened, you know. I was supposed to meet you at the restaurant.
Yeah?
And then I was using my map and trying to find the restaurant, but I couldn't because I don't really know how to read maps.
You don't know how to read a map?
And then I was asking people on the street how to get there, and I just couldn't find it.
Doesn't the Google Maps show you how to get there?
No, because I always get really confused. Like if the Google Maps say I'm going down and then it goes this way, but why is it that it goes this way? I have to go the other way, and I always make the wrong turns.
It says turn right, because this is you going this way, and then you turn right.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
You're gonna need to learn how to read maps. Maybe I can try to teach you.
You promise? Because I've been trying to learn for the longest time, and I just don't understand.
Well, I hope you can learn how to read maps, and we can learn some more about maps today, because today's topic is a guide to maps.
I don't really like maps. Okay, please teach me. How does it go? I don't understand. So if it goes this way and I'm turning that way, so does that mean I'm turning right or left? I don't understand.
You're going this way and you turn that way.
Then that means I'm going...
Left?
Really?
Here. This is L for left. You got your hands.
From the time humans began to draw them, maps have helped people find their way around their environments. But maps can show us many things, not just which direction to go. They show the path of history, the development of mathematics, and the progress of technology. One of the oldest known land maps is an almost 1,600-year-old tablet from Southwest Asia. The map shows a circle of land that is divided by a river and surrounded by ocean. Triangles on the map indicate 8 different regions, and the map's text describes legendary beasts and heroes that were important to the ancient people of the area.
So we're looking at part 1 of a guide to maps today. And I think it's a lesson that I really need to learn because I know nothing about maps and I don't know how to read maps.
Well, I guess we'll see if you can learn something from this article. From the time humans began to draw them, maps have helped people find their way around their environments. But maps can show us many things, not just which direction to go.
Really? Not just which directions to go. There are other things more to map than that.
That's right. I think there's many kinds of maps that can show you many different things about, about a place or an area.
All right. Okay, let's continue. They show the path of history, the development of mathematics, and the progress of technology. So basically, it kind of shows us how human beings have advanced from the past.
Okay, yes, because I think we didn't always have maps. People didn't always know how to make maps.
You are right. And that brings us to our next vocabulary word, and that is path. And path is a noun. So a path is basically like a small road or a track for people to walk on. So for example, this path leads deep into the forest. So people can walk deep into the forest on this path.
Yeah, so you can follow the path and stay on it. One of the oldest known land maps is an almost 1,600-year-old tablet from Southwest Asia. So when they say tablet here, I know sometimes we'll refer to a tablet as like an iPad or a tablet computer. But in this case, we're referring to a tablet as a piece of stone. So usually a flat, usually square piece of stone could be called a tablet.
So it wasn't like in a paper form, right?
No, I guess it's a lot harder to write. You have to actually chip into the stone.
Okay.
The map shows a circle of land that is divided by a river and surrounded by ocean.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so surround is our next vocabulary word, right?
That's right, and it's a verb, and surround means to go all the way around something. So in our example sentence, trees surround the lake. So that means that in this case, the lake has trees all the way around the outside of the lake. And in the case of our map, the piece of land was surrounded by ocean. So there's ocean all the way around this piece of land.
So it's kind of like an island, maybe?
I think it must be an island.
All right. Okay. Triangles on the map indicate 8 different regions. Okay, so triangles. So on this map, they might have, different symbols and different pictures. So on this one, they're talking about the little triangles on the map. They show 8 different regions. When you say regions, it just means 8 different areas, 8 different parts, right? And the map's text describes legendary beasts and heroes that were important to the ancient people of the area. Wow, that sounds really, really cool.
It does sound like a very interesting map. And it described ancient or legendary beasts. So beast is another vocabulary word, and beast is a noun. A beast is usually a large and possibly dangerous animal. So usually we wouldn't use beast. Well, beast does mean animal. You wouldn't use it to describe, a small animal or like a puppy or a kitten. It has to be something
scary.
Something big and kind of can be scary. So
just like the movie Beauty and the Beast, right?
That's right. The beast was a scary monster.
Okay.
So our example sentence says, Amy dreamt about a terrible beast with 5 heads.
That sounds really scary. So it could be like a monster as well?
Could be. Maybe it's, like Beauty and the Beast. Maybe it was a nice beast.
Maybe. Okay. But legendary beasts and also heroes too, right? So
Yeah.
it actually sounds quite interesting. Wow.
That's right. So it's interesting how from this map we're not only getting a look at where the places are, but also because they've included the legendary beasts and heroes, you can also learn some history from the map.
That's right. I was going to say the same thing. So it tells us a lot of stories of what happened in the past, right? And the people too. Wow. Okay. So how about let's take a short break and we'll be back to learn more about maps.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。在网络还没有普及 ，Google 地图还没有出现之前，很多人的车上都会放那种全国和各县市的地图集，然后翻着厚厚的地图集，哇，这是个很有趣的回忆耶。课文写到说，地图除了可以告诉我们该往哪个方向走，它也展现了历史的轨迹、数学的发展，还有科技的进步。那目前已知最古老的陆地地图之一，是一块来自西南亚，有将近1600年历史的刻写版。那这个地图呢，显示了一个被河流分隔，并且被海洋包围的土地。那么地图上的三角形则标示出8个不同的区域，还有地图的文字呢，也有描述对那个地区古代人民重要的传说、野兽和英雄。我们来看一下单字 path。path 它表示路线、轨迹或者是通道、小路。surround 这个动词是围绕、环绕的意思。那 beast 是名词，它是指野兽。再看到文中这个 tablet， 在这边不是平板电脑哦。tablet 它可以指可能是粘土或石头制成的这个匾啊、牌啊，或者是碑。那在这边则是表达古代的那种刻写版。好，那这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看重点 ，show 它可以指说出示或者是给什么什么看。那它当授予动词之后是接2个受词，就是有人跟事物去表达说给某人看什么东西。我们来看它的用法，就是 show somebody something， 或者是 show something to somebody。举例来说 ，My friend showed me a funny video。也可以说 My friend showed a funny video to me。我朋友给我看一支很好笑的影片。那第2个重点是 WH 疑问词加上不定词 to be 的用法。WH 疑问词像 what、when、who、where、which、how 等等之后可以接不定词 to be 来形成一个名词片语。那这时候它的意思就会跟 WH 疑问词加主词加助动词加动词相同。举例来说 I don't know how to answer the question。相当于 I don't know how I should answer the question. 我不知道该如何回答这个问题耶。那我们接着回到课文中。
Around AD 150, a Greek scientist drew north-south and east-west lines on a map. This edition applied mathematics to mapping and was an early attempt to show the Earth's shape on a flat piece of paper. Early humans mapped the sky too. A star map that was discovered on a cave wall in France dates back nearly 17,000 years. It is a map of 3 stars, and it was likely used to track time and direction.
Welcome back, everyone. So we learned quite a lot about the history of maps, right?
Yeah, we learned about one of the oldest maps in the world and some of the history of how maps have developed over time and how they help us to learn more about how other things developed over time.
So I guess without maps, I mean, although I'm not very good at reading maps, but without maps, I think a lot of people would get lost all the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important to learn how to read maps. Okay, so let's learn more. Around AD 150, a Greek scientist drew north, south, and east-west lines on a map. Okay. That's something that I have a problem with too. When I'm looking at my Google map, sometimes it's so hard for me to find north, south, east, and west. I just want to know if I have to turn left or I have to turn right.
Well, if you know where north, south, east, and west are, then you'll be able to know where left and right is from any map.
And some people are really good too. They can just kind of, identify east and west by looking at the sun.
Looking at the sun, really?
Yeah, and I can't do that. Okay, but our next vocabulary word is scientist, and that is a noun. So a scientist is a person who is trained to do science. They do scientific experiments, and they also solve scientific problems. So for example, scientists are not sure of the reason for the drop in the insect population. And then that's their job. They would do a lot of research to find out the reason for this problem.
Yeah, so that means anyone really who is practicing science as even a job, or you can even be doing it as a hobby, might even be considered to be a scientist.
Exactly. Okay, and this edition applied mathematics to mapping and was an early attempt to show the Earth's shape on a flat piece of paper. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's very difficult to show the world accurately on flat pieces of paper. That's why you see those maps that have like the curves like this.
That's right.
Because you can't actually
just cut it in half and
you can't make a circle flat on the piece of paper. And that's why, if you look at some maps, when a map just is a square like that, it will make the countries in the furthest north and the furthest south look a lot larger than they actually are.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't make a ball onto a flat map.
You're right. Okay.
So, early humans mapped the sky too. A star map that was discovered on a cave wall in France dates back nearly 17,000 years. It is a map of 3 stars, and it was likely used to track time and direction.
I didn't know that. A star map, and that is used to track time and direction?
Yeah, so I guess they used the stars to figure out maybe what time of year it was, and to figure out which way to go. And we actually do that now too. If you know do you ever look at the North Star?
No.
Okay. Well, some people, if you're in the northern hemisphere, the northern half of the Earth, you can look for the North Star to know which direction is north.
But how do you know which one is the North Star? Is it the brightest?
It's one of the brightest. That's right. I forgot, but yes.
It is one of the brightest ones.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have seen, the constellation stars, though.
That's right. I know there's some other star maps that people have on their phone where you can actually download this app and point it at the sky.
Yes.
And you can see the constellations and you can see the stories that come with those constellations.
So it's kind of like, you group a lot of stars together and it will look like a certain picture, right?
So now we have star maps on our phone. But as mentioned before, they had a star map on their cave wall. So that's our next vocabulary word, which is cave. So a cave is really a hole in a rock or in a cliff or mountain, and it's usually a hole that is big enough for people or animals to go inside that hole.
That's right.
So our example sentence says, the hunters chased the fox into a cave.
And oftentimes you see bears too, sleeping in the cave as well, right?
I think we always think of bears going and, sleeping in the cave during winter, and you gotta be careful you don't go into the wrong cave and wake up an angry bear.
That's right. Okay, well, we learned quite a lot about maps today, and I guess they could be really, really useful, and so much history and stories behind the maps as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn some more about, some interesting things about maps and how they can help us every day.
Okay, well, let's learn more in part 2, and we'll see you next time.
好，那在西元150年左右，有一名希腊科学家在地图上绘制了南北和东西向的线，将数学应用在绘制的地图当中。它算是一种在平面纸上显示出地球形状的那种早期尝试。而早期的人类，他们也有绘制天空图。在法国的一面洞窟墙上呢，就可以发现星图。那这个星图可以追溯到将近17000年前，它是一张有3颗星星的地图，很可能呢是被用来记录时间和方向的。我们来看单字 scientist， 它是指科学家 ，cave 是指洞窟、洞穴。那讲到星星，老师们就有提到 the North Star 表示北极星，还有提到 constellation constellation 表示星座、星群，还有提到 hemisphere 这个字 hemisphere hemisphere 可以用来表达地球的半球，我们就可以用 northern hemisphere 来表达北半球， southern hemisphere 是南半球。好，那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 apply 的不同意思跟用法。第一种呢，你可以用来指应用、运用，那这时候是当及物用，我们用 apply A to B 表示将 A 运用在 B 上。像老师可能会对同学说 ，try to apply what you've learned to this project， 试着将你所学的运用在这份报告上。那第二个意思可以表达涂或者是敷，这时候也是及物用，我们用 apply A to B 表示将 A 涂在 B 上面。例如 ，She applied some sunscreen to her face， 她在脸上涂一些防晒乳。那第三种意思呢，可以表达适用于什么什么，这时候是不及物用法，我们要用 apply to 加名词去表达适用于某事物或者是某人。例如 ，The rules apply to everyone in this company， 这些规则适用于全公司的人。好，以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
From the time humans began to draw them, maps have helped people find their way around their environments. But maps can show us many things, not just which direction to go. They show the path of history, the development of mathematics, and the progress of technology. One of the oldest known land maps is an almost 1,600-year-old tablet from Southwest Asia. The map shows a circle of land that is divided by a river and surrounded by ocean. Triangles on the map indicate 8 different regions, and the map's text describes legendary beasts and heroes that were important to the ancient people of the area. Around AD 150, a Greek scientist drew north-south and east-west lines on a map. This edition applied mathematics to mapping and was an early attempt to show the Earth's shape on a flat piece of paper. Early humans mapped the sky too. A star map that was discovered on a cave wall in France dates back nearly 17,000 years. It is a map of 3 stars, and it was likely used to track time and direction.
Howdy-ho, guys. I'm Stephen.
And I'm Vivian.
All right, we're going to play a game called Guess the Bear, where each of us has 3 words or phrases on these cards. We're going to read 2 sentence examples for each one, but instead of saying the word, we're going to say the word bear instead. You'll have 1 minute to guess all 3. Can you do it? You don't look confident. Let's start the timer. This is a noun. Number 1, Beauty and the Bear is a tale as old as time. Number 2, the story is about a scary bear in the caves.
Beast.
Come on, if you didn't get that, I'd be like, okay. Number 2, the first one. The bear goes around the lake and into the woods. Number 2, don't worry about getting lost. Just follow the bear.
Trail. The road. The drive. The what? It's not trail.
All right, let's go to the next one. You'll get it. Okay, this is a verb. Number 1, trees bear the house in the woods. Number 2, police quickly bared the building.
Surround.
Good. Okay, let's go back to the last one. The bear goes around the lake and into the woods. Number 2, don't worry about getting lost. Just follow the bear.
The signs. The road. The wall.
Okay, a sign would not go around the lake and then into the woods. Okay, so I was trying to hint to you. It was a smaller trail, which is a path.
Path.
Yeah, you were there. I
Okay.
feel like your brain was like hopping around.
I was
it.
like, what other kind of like?
No, you didn't get it.
Pavement
It's okay.
or-
My turn. Start the timer. Go.
Okay, this one's a verb, 1 word. Please bear your passport to the officer. He bared his artwork to the collector.
Show.
Yeah.
Okay, that was easy.
This one's a noun, 1 word. A lot of animals live in bears for the winter. He explored the bear with his friends.
Cave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, last one. It's a
Okay.
noun, 1 word. My brother is a research bear. My brother is a research bear.
Okay.
Bears have announced a cure for the disease.
People who are very smart and I really respect. Scientists. I would have been really embarrassed if that was wrong. It could have been like researchers or something, right? It's
A researcher?
You could. A research certainly does research. A researcher certainly does research, right?
I don't know about that.
A researcher
Just a little bit.
researches research.
It's a
on
tongue twister now.
research.
Say that 5 times really fast.
That makes sense, right? That sentence didn't make sense. A researcher researches research on research. He's researching how to research, right? I'm so clever.
See you next time.